As dawn has broken in Australia, more details have emerged of the country's worst mass shooting in decades. 16 people are now known to have died, among them a 10-year-old girl and a British-born rabbi. Terrorist gunmen, a father and son, targeted a Jewish Hanukkah gathering in what Australia's Prime Minister has tonight called an anti-Semitic act of pure evil. The attack unfolded in New South Wales at 7:15 last night local time. Thousands were on the beach and hundreds were attending the Hanukkah by the Sea event nearby when the attackers opened fire. They were seen shooting from a footbridge before one, a 50-year-old man, was shot dead by police. He was a licensed firearms holder. The other suspect is his 24-year-old son. He is in a critical condition. In the last few hours, police confirmed 2 active improvised explosive devices were also found. They have been made safe. Our reporter Helen Keenan is at Bondi Beach. Helen, Australia is waking up after this dreadful and deadly attack.
Exactly, and this is where that horror unfolded here at Bondi Beach in Sydney. As you said, a father and son have now been confirmed as the shooters. And that bridge just behind me in the distance over there is where they were firing from, shooting down onto people below. Now, Australia is indeed waking up this morning. They are hearing that almost 40 people are now in hospital. 16 people have died, including a 10-year-old girl. The Jewish community here in Sydney and beyond is reeling at what has happened. Our correspondent, Sejal Karia, reports now, and just a warning that some of the details in her report are distressing.
Sunday afternoon on Australia's famous Bondi Beach, and dozens of families are taking shelter from the hail of bullets being fired directly at them. Amidst the sirens, the sounds of children screaming. It is impossible to imagine the sheer terror that must have been felt here. Among those that had gathered to mark the start of Hanukkah, the Jewish festival of lights, when gunmen began targeting those who'd come to celebrate. This was among the first indication a terrorist attack was unfolding. Gunshots shattering the calm, followed by fear and panic.
I seen like a kid, like she was like maybe 8 years old. She got injured in the leg and she was crying and she was on the ground. So she was behind her mom.
As people fled for safety, this bystander rushed towards the danger, tackling one of the alleged gunmen, wresting the weapon from his hands. As the attacker retreated, the bystander carefully placed the gun against a tree before raising his hands in surrender. Tonight, that hero's been named as Ahmed al-Ahmed, appearing on a video with injuries to his arm and hand, his cousin revealing he'd been shot twice during the incident.
He's a hero, 100% he's a hero, because what we see on the social media, he's 100% hero.
To his shoulder?
Yeah, he have 2 shots, one in his arm here and one in his hands.
Earlier, this footage captured the 2 gunmen, now known to be a father aged 50 and his 24-year-old son. Filmed here, standing on a footbridge overlooking the beach, firing repeatedly into the area immediately in front of them, where the Hanukkah event by the sea was taking place, where around 1,000 people were celebrating. Later, drone footage captured one gunman lying on the ground, moments before police opened fire on the second. As officers swarmed the bridge, dozens of shell casings lay scattered, revealing the scale of the gunfire. Amid the chaos, one charged moment. A man runs towards the dead attacker, now confirmed to be the father, before police intervene.
What we saw yesterday was an act of pure evil, an act of anti-Semitism, an act of terrorism on our shores. This was an attack deliberately targeted at the Jewish community on the first day of Hanukkah, which of course should be a joyous celebration.
As daylight faded over Bondi Beach, a community is mourning the dead and waiting for news of those critically injured. Among the victims, the oldest was 87, the youngest confirmed as a young girl, just 10 years old. Sejal Karia, ITV News.
Here and around the world, communities are reeling after yet another attack that has specifically targeted Jewish people. A menorah was lit in London's Trafalgar Square, marking the first day of Hanukkah, but celebrations have been overshadowed by what the King today condemned as a dreadful anti-Semitic terrorist attack. But he insisted the spirit of community and love that shines so brightly in Australia and the light at the heart of the Hanukkah festival will always triumph over the darkness of such evil. A theme echoed tonight even among the relatives of those who have died.
In the Jewish faith, lighting a menorah during Hanukkah symbolises hope and goodness overcoming darkness. And tonight in Brighton, Zalman Lewis is trying to hold on to that message while mourning the death of his cousin.
His family are completely numb. His family are not responding to messages. They're completely numb and in shock.
Eli Schlanger was a father and British rabbi killed in the terrorist attack.
If Eddie was with us, I could even hear him giving me a nudge in my ribs and saying, don't become numb. There are a few dark, evil people that are trying to seed hate and division, but the world ultimately is a positive place, a beautiful place, and our job is to reveal that.
Wishing you all to be inscribed and sealed in the book of
Eli was
life.
born and trained to become a rabbi in London, where his friends have spoken about how much he had been looking forward to the Bondi Beach Hanukkah celebrations.
He was describing in the lead up to today's menorah lighting event that he was organising that thankfully he's managed to delegate lots of the tasks to others, and then that way he could be out in the crowd and meeting people and greeting people, and to be taken so brutally at such a special ceremony is something really horrific.
Menorah events here tonight have been tainted by anti-Semitic murder thousands of miles away. The Prime Minister has said the government is working with the UK Jewish security organisation on the safety of Hanukkah events.
I think we all feel it's important to still not be afraid, not be cowed, stand up and still go forward.
I mean, I did hesitate for a few minutes, but then we decided it's very important to come to these and show our solidarity.
Hanukkah is a festival of joy and celebration, and I just read this is happening. I just saw a thing on my emails, and I thought I'd better come.
These are the early hours of grief, but there will not be a Hanukkah event that passes without the thought of those whose lives have been taken. Ellie Pitt, ITV News.
Let's return to Australia now and rejoin our reporter Helen Keenan, who you saw was at Bondi Beach. Helen, Australia's Prime Minister said tonight that yesterday was a dark day for his country, but stressed the nation is stronger than the cowards who did this.
Yes, and that really is the sentiment that has been shared by people I've been speaking to here this morning who have been gathering here at Bondi. And I think the best way to describe the atmosphere would be eerie. You know, I understand that this place is normally incredibly busy and it is understandably very quiet today. The community is gathering together, though I think that's to get some kind of sense of comfort in being in this together while they're still taking that shock at the scale of the attack, which has been described, as you say, as evil. Now, we've spoken to people who were just meters away. They were running from the scene, still in their towels. Some ran towards the danger to try and save who they could after you could hear that gunfire repeatedly. Now, we know that police overnight have been searching an address in Campsie. That's an Airbnb. We know that the shooters were a father and son, that the father had a firearms licence for 10 years and that 6 firearms have been recovered. Now, this is an attack on the Jewish community where they were gathering to celebrate the festival of Hanukkah. This was supposed to be a peaceful night. Well, across Australia today, flags are flying at half-mast. This is Australia's deadliest mass shooting in decades. And this is the country's worst fear realised, and questions over how and why this happened will continue over the coming days.